Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon TCG video. Today we're gonna be doing another little challenge. I will be doing it with a blue golf ball. So this is part of the PTCGO mini series that we have been working on. I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy it. Today's deck is going to be a Who Built It Better deck revolving around the Swellow. So the real restriction that we had is that me and a blue golf ball had to try and build the best deck that we possibly could using the Swellow with the Delta Plus ability. So with the Delta Plus ability, whenever we attack with the Swellow, whenever we're able to knock out one of our opponent's Pokemon with the Swellow, we are able to draw into an additional prize card. So if we knock out an EX Pokemon, that's 3 prize cards, so that is pretty impressive. And if we're able to knock out a non-EX Pokemon, then that is 2 prize cards. Swellow has 2 attacks, both of them are relatively weak, so we're going to need a lot of support to try and get those big knockouts and just draw onto a whole ton of supported cards. Just to draw onto a whole ton of prize cards. So we are running a total of 4 copies of the Swellow and of course 4 copies of the Tailo as well. Where the real damage from our deck is going to come from is our bat line. So we are running 3 copies of the Zubat. We are running the one with the free flight ability, so it is from the Plasma Storm set. I like this one the most just because it has that free retreat cost in case we have no energy cards attached to it. There is a bulkier, a slightly better Zubat, I guess you could say, in terms of HP. It has 50 HP, but I definitely think that this Zubat is the way to go. I really do like the free flight ability. We also have, of course, 3 copies of the Golbat with the Sneaky Bites ability. This will allow us to, whenever we evolve the Zubat into the Golbat, stack 2 damage counters on any single one of our opponent's Pokemon of our own choosing. So this is just to get those damage counters stacked onto our opponent's Pokemon, so then the Swellow can swoop in and come for the kill. And of course the very last bat line that we have is going to be composed of the Crobats with the Surprise Bite ability, allowing us to put 3 damage counters on any single one of our opponent's Pokemon of our own choosing. So this is really where a lot of the damage output is going to come from, and then hopefully again that Swellow is going to swoop in and come for the kill. We are also running 2 other Pokemon. One of them is going to be the Verzianiax. We're mainly just trying to make use of its Verdant Wind ability. We could potentially use the Emerald Slash attack as well to try and speed up the rate of energy attachments to one of our Swellows, which of course is the ideal candidate that we'd like to be able to power up to swoop in for those big kills. But again, its main purpose is simply for its Verdant Wind ability to prevent our Swellows from being inflicted by any sorts of special conditions. We are also running a total of 2 copies of the Absols, which are our very last Pokemon. They have the Cursed Eyes ability. This will allow us to manipulate 3 damage counters from one of our opponent's Pokemon and then stack them on to another one of our opponent's Pokemon. So I feel like this is going to be helpful just in case the opponent decides to retreat one of their Pokemon. For example, we don't want all the bat evolutions to sort of go to waste, I guess you could say, because we'd always like to get those big knockouts. I felt like the Absol was another very nice Pokemon to include, so I've decided to include 2 copies of him in our deck. Now, since we are running the bat lines, I really felt like the inclusion of Super Scoop Up would go in a long way, just to allow us to recycle essentially our entire bat line, bring them back into our hand, and then hopefully we can go ahead and lay them back down into the field and stack those damage counters all over again. So we are running 4 copies of this Super Scoop Up. Since we don't really want to take a lot of chances either, especially if we have a very badly damaged Pokemon, and of course if we'd like to reuse those bats again, the Scoop Up Cyclone was the A-Spec card that I decided to go with. You guys could potentially scrap it out for the Computer Search A-Spec card. Dowsing Machine should also work quite well, but I've decided that the Scoop Up Cyclone would work rather quite nicely in our particular deck build as well. We are running a total of 2 copies of the Sacred Ash item card. This will allow us to shuffle 5 Pokemon from our discard pile back into our deck. This is mainly just because we're probably going to have to discard quite a few of them through the usage of cards such as the Juniper, the Ultra Balls, things like that. So I felt like Sacred Ash was a nice card to include in this deck, so we are running 2 copies of it. And most of the other cards in our deck are pretty self-explanatory. I will, however, be briefly talking about the 2 Stadium cards that I have decided to choose. So we are running 2 copies of the Frozen City Stadium card. This is so that we can stack some additional damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon. Whenever they attach an energy card, they have to stack 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, unless they are running Team Plasma Pokemon. But given the fact that I have the knowledge that a blue golf ball will also have to make a Swellow based deck, I don't really think we're going to see a whole lot of Team Plasma Pokemon, so I've decided to go with the Frozen City Stadium card. And of course, the very last Stadium card that I have decided to include is the Team Magma Secret Base. So whenever any player, so that includes myself, plays a basic Pokemon from our hand, of course, which is not a Team Magma Pokemon, they have to put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So this can work either way, but it is to ideally allow us to get those big knockouts. So I have decided to include a single copy of this Stadium card as well. I'm not really sure how these are going to work out. They could potentially be scrapped out for the Dimension Valley just to allow us to make use of our bats. Again, I'm not really sure, but I'm taking a bit of a gamble here, hoping that it works out in our favor when facing a blue golf ball. Anyways, discussing the remainder of the cards that we have in our deck, guys. We are running a single copy of the Starling Megaphone just to allow us to deal with Garbodor mainly. 4 Ultra Balls will allow us to grab the Pokemon that we need. 3 VS Seekers will allow us to reuse any of our supporter cards. 2 Lysanders for Ants and 4 Junipers will be the supporter cards in our deck. 3 Muscle Bands to increase the total damage output of our Swellows, and a total of 9 energy cards, 5 of them being Grass Energies and 4 of them being the Double Colors Energy. Now again, since there's going to be a battle right after, but me and a blue golf ball will be doing some co-commentary, I will provide some links in the description section down below. So I'll provide the link for the video right after. I'll provide the video link to a blue golf balls deck as well, to my channel, a blue golf balls channel, and of course the co-commentary that will be provided on a blue golf balls channel as well. So make sure you guys check that out, and if you guys really enjoyed this, please be sure to let us know in the comment section down below, and by liking and subscribing to our videos. So that is pretty much going to be it, guys. So I will see you guys shortly, and yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. Again, I will see you guys in just a bit.